Let's create a few Dutch door spreads in my Currently journal. Hey guys, welcome or welcome back to my channel. For those of you that are new, my name is Tracy and I like to play creatively in my journals. So this is my Currently journal. When I say Currently journal, this is the journal that houses all of those fun Currently prompts. I do it per month. So I've been kind of using the same prompts, but that may change. Things like what I'm reading, what I'm watching, what I'm enjoying, what I'm planning, what I'm disliking, things like that. Usually people kind of do these in their planners. I started out that way, but then I decided that I wanted to put it in a journal to house all of that information in one place. I had a Currently journal, an 8x8 that I started using back in April of 2023. And I was fairly consistent until about the middle of 2025. And I decided to shake it up a little bit this year to hopefully get back on track of being a little bit more consistent. So I decided to switch to this new journal. This is an A5 Archer and Olive. I believe this is the Moonlit Gardens journal. I have the blank journal here, but this also comes in dot grid and maybe even some other formats as well. I do have a discount code for Archer and Olive that I will pop up on the screen, and I will have a link down in the description box. But yeah, I like to have fun doing like some creative designs instead of just the Currently prompts. So in the month of January, I did do a full on setup of this, but I did flip outs, and then I have like all these other pages to kind of house my Currently prompts. I do plan on doing full on flip throughs of this maybe at the end of the year, because I don't really have that much. I don't know if I'm gonna do quarterly, end of the year. We'll kind of see. But yeah, so far so good. We're 1 month in. This is now the second month. I do like setting this up at least in the middle or the end of the month, because at that point I kind of have a decent idea of what types of Currently prompts I can actually write about and like more, or should I just say elaborate a little bit more about. So like if I'm not watching TV, I don't really want to put that in here because sometimes I'm a TV watcher, sometimes I'm not. There might be other things going on that I really want to focus on, so I might want to switch up the prompts so I can kind of write about that. So that's the reason why I wait closer toward the end of the month to do this. So I'm not sure exactly how many pages I'm going to do. I think I'm going to let the design guide me and then we'll fill up the space with the prompts. What do you say? So I am going to use Chic Coquet or Coquettes. I always want to say Coquet, but it's Chic Coquettes from Live Love Posh. This is an older sticker book. I'm not sure if this one is still available or not, but it's super cute. And you know, February is very pink and stuff like that. So I figured it is a good time to do this. I'm not exactly sure what sets I'm going to use because I'm thinking about doing Dutch doors, which means I might be pulling for multiple sets. I was thinking about some of these because even though one is paper and one is clear, they are symmetrical. Like everything that's on one side is pretty much on the other side, or it's pretty close to it. So I should be able to do a Dutch door. So I was thinking about using some of these as the Dutch door. So I might put that on, maybe have 2 of the stores coming out for the Dutch doors, or the cafes coming out for the Dutch doors. Then I may do, I can do smaller ones too. So I can always do some smaller ones. I got to think on that, whether or not I should do the smaller ones or the bigger ones. I think I probably should do the smaller ones because this is an A5. I love the bigger ones, but probably the smaller ones are the way to go. Then I might use some of the florals, maybe some of the bows. I've used this set before. So what I may do is put some of this in with the actual pages, but not for the Dutch doors. Like if I'm like for the reading, that might be a really good one for reading. If I want to do something about eating, maybe I'll do something like that. So yeah, I might pull some of these elements in as well as some of the other things. But what I'm kind of generally thinking is I really do want to use some of these little cafes and stores and things like that. I don't think I want to bring in blue. I think I want to stick to the pinks. Then we have these cool little boxes for more of my simplistic Currently prompts, because there are definitely some that I really found out like this month or in January that was not as like, I don't have as much to write about. So I can do that. Then we also have these strips. I also have washi. We also have some boxes. I might have to pull some boxes from elsewhere. I'll tell you why in a moment. But this washi actually came with this sticker book. So this is like a floral. This is like roses. It's kind of hard to see. And then you have the blue one. You have the gingham or the plaid. And then you have the bows. Then I pulled this. This is, oh, they're stuck to my fingers. Then this is simply gilded. I'm not sure. Like this will probably, the washi will probably go on the back is what I'm thinking. But we have this. I really like this. So I'm hoping I could try to hopefully get this to work, but I think this might be a little light. So yeah, that's what I'm thinking. And then you probably saw that I have this scrapbook paper on my desk. Now this is from a really old scrapbook paper pad that I picked up from Hobby Lobby probably like 3-4 years ago now. And I'm thinking what I could do is actually cover up some of the pages with this. I did this recently in another journal, and that's why I got this idea. It was just a major impact without a lot of work, because I did this, and then what I ended up doing was just putting boxes over so I can write in it. And I think it was like I said, it was very impactful. I like the way it looked. I feel like I could do it like this on this page. What we're going to see, we'll probably do this last. Because like I said, I kind of want to do the Dutch doors first. We'll see if I end up doing like a full page, or if I end up kind of making this like an extremely wide washi kind of look where I do like half a page, or maybe I'll do like a ripped edge or something like that. I just think it could look really, really cool. I really do. All right. So with that said, what I'm thinking, for the month of January, I did a flip out and I had monthly highlights in it. I don't know that I really need that because I'm housing a lot of that in other places. So what I came to realize in here was that was almost repetitive. So I don't think I'm going to do the monthly highlights. So I know I'm going to do reading, watching, planning, because I just booked a trip. So that's going to be added there because that's a new trip that I wasn't even thinking about last month. So that's new. Probably liking and disliking or something like that. And then I'll have a whole page. I really enjoyed that this month where I just had the little prompts where it's like one or two words. So I'm thinking we have this. I'm thinking I could probably just get away with 6 pages. So like 2, 4, 6. I'm thinking that would work this month. Unless I want to do 8 and do almost like a cover page here. I mean, I have a lot of pages, y'all. This book has 192 pages, and I'm going to want to start a new journal before I fill this up. Let's be honest. So that's the reason why I'm not really worried about the number of pages. I just don't want it to feel like it's a lot of space. But if I do this more as a design, like, you know, this will be more of like a February intro, and then you flip in and then you start seeing the currently. I think that could work. And I could do like the big moment of the month instead of doing like a whole page monthly highlight, just have like a little small box where I kind of like write about it or something. So with that said, we would have this is the first page. So we would do 2. Okay, so I would do 2 Dutch doors, right? 2, wait a minute. No, 3 Dutch doors. Yeah, 3 Dutch doors, and then this will be the one that is not cut. Okay. Okay. How many times am I going to say okay? That's what I'm saying when I'm thinking here. So I'm thinking the way this should work is the little cafes and stuff should be first, right? We'll just start here and kind of go from there. All right, so I wanted the smaller ones. Or do I start at the back? Here I go again. I think I'm going to start at the front and work my way backwards. Because I also want to make sure I'm not cutting too much of the pages. All right, so this one, I just want to make sure there's 2 of each. Okay. So like I can do... I think the short ones would go hold up. Hold up just a minute. Just a minute before I do anything else. Do I bring this in here like this? Don't know if that's straight or not either. And then I put this over here like this, like right on the center. I don't know if that's far enough over, because I'm going to put one here. I think I need this to be down a little bit more. Let me grab some wax paper. This is one that I just used recently. I'm going to put the ones that I'm thinking about using on the wax paper, and then I can kind of like map it out. And then this one. Okay, so I could do like these two here. And then I can do, I'm going to have to bring this over. This is going to have to come over. Yeah. It's fine because I have extra pages. So I think it's going to be fine. Does that look straight to you guys? No? Yes? I can't hear you. Oh, how I'm missing the lines. Oh, that's about straight. That's probably pretty close. I think I could do it like that. And then let's do maybe this guy would be here. And then I would have this one here. Like this and that. Do I have any more that can go up? Can I want something up there? Is there a small one? Okay. I think that works. Okay. I think I'm good, y'all. I think I'm good. We're going to see. We're going to see. We are going to see. I've been doing so many journaling spreads lately. I've just been in the mood to journal, and I like to create things when I'm in the mood, which is sometimes hard when I want to film videos and things like that. But if I, there might be an abundance of journaling content at one time, and I hope that's okay with you guys. But like I said, I'm someone that I'm kind of like filming things that I need to do and that I want to do, and that's kind of how my content is. So yeah, you will go like probably like a week or two without seeing any planner content. I'm still in my planners, I promise you guys. All right, I'm trying to find my metal ruler because these get cut into with the blade, but I'm not seeing my metal ruler. I have such a mess on the side of my desk because like I said, I have been doing so many journals. Okay, this has a little bit of rough edges, but we're just going to have to work with it. All right, let's go ahead. I'm going to go ahead and put what stickers are on the back so I can kind of finish trimming this up. All right, where are they? This one. Where was this guy? Is this one? See, now that I have it on there, now I can kind of like finish cutting. Okay, and then this one is here. This one, I just have a few cuts to make, not too many. Okay. All right, one Dutch door is done. I think this is gonna be fairly simple if I'm being completely honest. I don't want to jinx myself, but I do think it's going to be fairly simple. I'm almost thinking I should probably change up the washi. Now, because this was clear, I could not run washi behind it. So that is the reason why I did not run washi behind it. So then here I would do that, right? Like that. And then I'm gonna do, this one goes at the very top. All right, I think that's good like that. All right, now we got to think. I'm thinking, do we do another one? Because I have some more. I have the bigger ones now. So we could definitely do some of the bigger ones. So like I have this one, but I still have a few small ones. I have this one that's round. So like I have this one that we could do like right here or probably right there. Right? And then I think that's like too mismatchy. I don't know if I have enough small ones. I have this guy. He's kind of big too though. I don't like these because these are like the inside. We might have to use this. Actually, that might work better there. I think that's going to work better there. But now is this too small for this? All right, I think I'm going to just go ahead and do it with these two small ones. So do we do the bows again? I think I'm going to do the bows again. All righty. All right, now we're at the last page. So now is where the decisions get made. I don't think I have enough of these small ones. There's a couple of things I could do here. I could do washi. I could also, I think I just answered my question. I think that looks really, really pretty. So I literally just put this here. And I think there's going to be enough here, like small ones, to fill in those gaps. That's really pretty. That turned out really cool. I like that. Okay, now the decision is over here. This is where I was thinking, but now I'm like thinking of doing that. Oh, how things change once you start getting in here, right? Do I have enough is the question. I think that's it. Am I going to have enough? I don't know that I'm going to have enough. I would have enough for this, but I would not have enough for like when you flip it like this. So, I mean, we do have a page of bows too. So I could always do, and we always have like these. Like this one wouldn't be as like stark. So what I could do here, so do I want to do just this because it simplifies things? All right, let me go ahead and do all of this. That way I get like a full kind of opinion with how this will look. So like I said, I couldn't put the clear sticker on top of the washi. I actually need something under this. So I'm just going to trim right up against the sticker. All right, so there we go. So now I can kind of figure out if I like this or if I don't like this. I don't think I like that. I think it looks better. Yeah, I don't think I like that. So now I got to figure out what to do over here. Now, what I could do, have that one and then maybe that one. Yeah, I think we're good. Okay. That actually wasn't that bad. All right, so now we have that. We have that. Okay. I would like to put the word currently there. I just don't know if that's going to work. All right, so if I do this, I can still pretty much see it even from the back page, and that's kind of what I want. So do I do this too? Okay, I like that. I like that. Okay. There we go. So down here, I'm going to do something. I just don't know what. Now we're going to get to this. Now, I think I want to do watching. So this is going to be my media. So it's going to be watching, reading. See, I don't have that many. Planning. And then I'm going to break something up here. And then this is going to be my multi-level prompts plus like in the news kind of monthly recap. So I have my stamps. I have my Lail by Mail currently stamps. These are the only ones I need to use this time. Because I'm not actually going to write currently on all of them. So we're going to do watching and reading. So I'm going to speed the rest of this video up quite a bit because all I'm going to be doing is stamping the currently prompts and drawing boxes or either doing some highlights to signify the space where I can answer those prompts. Now, like I said, on these first 2 pages, I am going to be housing the media, which right now is going to be reading and watching. I don't really do a lot of listening to music. I mean, I listen to like Sirius XM, but I don't really listen to albums or anything like that. If I do, then I might put that on here. I also watch podcasts like on YouTube rather than listening to them. So I capture that on watching. So those are usually the only 2 things I do is reading and watching. Now, at first I was like, oh, I'll put reading on the bigger of the 2 pages, but then I started thinking I have an entire reading journal. So I really need to dedicate the larger of the 2 pages to watching because that information is not housed anywhere. And for that, I'm going to highlight my favorite TV show or movie that month, and then list some of the other things I watched. And then I do have a third box that I made on that page, which would just be the YouTube content that I watch because it's not always planning and journaling. So I'll kind of write some other things that I might have watched, maybe a new channel that I found or something like that. Now on these other pages, what I chose for my currently prompts are pretty much identical to what I did for the month of January, unless any of them tripped me up and then I started second guessing it. But I think for the most part, I stayed pretty consistent with the currently prompts that I chose. And the reason why I did that is because if I continuously choose the same prompts, then I can see changes. And I think that would be really cool to see. However, with that said, because I'm filming this later in the months, then I might see another prompt that I haven't used before, like eating or drinking, that I might want to include. And if space becomes an issue, then I can eliminate one for like a month or so. It's fine. But for the most part, I think I do want them to stay fairly consistent. So that's why you will see me flipping back to January to see what prompts I used. And based on January and based on what I'm currently kind of thinking about, that's how I determined how much space was going to be needed for some of these other prompts as well. Like which prompts I wanted to dedicate larger sizes in the form of creating boxes versus the ones that I wanted to put on one of the last pages where I just use a mild liner or actually my Tombow to like draw in some lines because less space will be needed for those. So that is the gist about how I decided as far as placement and amount of space. I mean, with that said, I mean, we still have more than 10 days left in this month, so something can greatly change. But like I said, sometimes when you're in the mood to set something up and you have an idea, you need to go ahead and set it up at that time. Because part of this creative process is like to get rid of stress and anxiety and just kind of express creativity. So if it means setting this up just a little bit earlier than I would have liked, because I would like to probably have set it up closer to the end of the month, then I'm going to go ahead and do it. All right. So with that said, I am pretty much done here. I'm just going to do a little bit of final touches. I'll be adding a few stickers into some areas that had a little bit of extra space. I will even throw in a quote or 2, and then that's pretty much going to be it. All right, guys, here we go. For me, kind of switching gears from my initial plans, which I didn't really have any extensive initial plans. It's just, I thought I was going to be using some of this scrapbook paper that I pulled. And I thought about only having 6 pages, so three double page spreads. But as I started kind of seeing the size of the buildings that I was going to use, or the cafes, I realized it really did need an extra set of pages. So I expanded it to that, and then I used the florals instead of the scrapbook paper. And y'all, I think those were excellent choices. And I actually think adding the extra page was needed, because as I started stamping in my currently prompts, I think I put enough in here without putting too much. Whereas if I was 1 page short, I think I might have run out of room. So let's quickly kind of go over this really fast. So this is going to be my highlights. Obviously, I've already done that. What I want to capture here is what is not going to be captured elsewhere. So that's kind of what a highlight is. Like, my biggest monthly highlight might be in planning. However, I'm going to think of another highlight to put here. One of these I kind of want to put for like milestones or a win for the month, but I don't want to like pencil that in. I do have a milestone stamp that I thought about doing, but then I was like, we're going to hold off on that. But I really would like to capture that in here. Maybe gratitude or something else, but these are all going to be pertaining to me. Something memorable that I experienced or happened to me or something like that will go here. And then of course we have reading and watching. And like when you flip this page, you can still see everything here. Here you can still see currently. You can't see February anymore, but that's fine. That's why I swapped them. And then I have 3 prompts here: discovering, learning, and thinking, and then planning here. This will be planning because I know I'm planning a trip, so I'm going to put that here. And this might actually pertain to my planners. That's actually what I did in January. I talked about my planner lineup. I just wrote down my planner lineup because I started thinking, yes, I did like a YouTube video on that, but I don't actually have that recorded anywhere, like in writing. So I thought that was something fun to capture. Now, I'm not going to do that in February. I haven't changed any planners. I don't think I've added anything new to my lineup. But yeah, so like if I did, I would add that here. But I might actually write how that's going, like how my planners are going, journaling and stuff like that. And then this is kind of the few words type of prompts, like liking, disliking, feeling, hoping, and trying. Of course, feeling and hoping, I could get wordy with that, but I'm just going to still keep it kind of basic. And then over here are going to be currently prompts that do not pertain to me. So this is going to be what is currently going on in February 2026 in general. So again, maybe a new release for a movie or a top movie at the box office, maybe the top song for the month, something that's in the news, not necessarily serious, but like something like that. So this is kind of just a snapshot of the month in general that is not related to me. So that's kind of where I'm going with this. So there we go, guys. I think the design of this, how this turned out, was amazing. I really, really like this. I think it turned out really, really cute. And for like the first time in a while, I didn't really have to adjust much while I was doing it. Usually when I'm doing these Dutch doors, I don't like start far enough inward. I have to keep adjusting it. This was almost too easy. It really was. I'm really glad everything worked out. And like I said, this is going to be really fun to work in. More importantly, because this is a book that I want to look back through to kind of see the changes from month to month, this is going to be really fun to look back through because it's all pretty and decorated. All right, guys, so there we go. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you enjoyed watching the Dutch door process, as well as seeing how I am setting up my currently journal for the month. I do plan on doing these every single month, so you can kind of see how they change and things like that, as far as the layouts and how much space I'm kind of given to certain prompts and things of that nature. All right, guys, if you enjoyed this video, press that like button. If you've yet to subscribe, I hope you would also consider subscribing to my channel. That is all I have for now. I hope you have a good rest of your day, evening, or night. Until next time, bye.